Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Freak Show as we continue with our Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. That's right, this is episode 5, and I will be your host, Bumpy McSquigums, for the duration of this Let's Play. So, let's not just play, let's get into it and journey through this together, folks. This has definitely been a game that I've been super excited to see, super excited to get into, and, well, it's been a lot of fun to play, so let's continue on with that little plan there. Aloth, you see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Alright, well there you go, over a round apparently.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
Okay, the others, 2 folk men and an elven woman, don't look convinced. The woman crosses her arms, says what she said, and spits at his feet. What's going on here? The angry townsman. One of the other men points at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. Mocking us even while he shelters in our village. Just goes to show you what these fancy Adiri manners are worth. Yes, I'm Adiri. We don't take to that kind of treatment, not from them foreigners, and especially not from them Adirians.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
The second man thrusts his chin at the elf. He stinks of sour ale.
Why, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
What the heck?
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
Barrel-licking tongue? What does that even mean? A collective cry of outrage rises from the 3 locals. The second man snarls.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
Alright, horror and shock paints themselves across the elven man's face in broad, hasty strokes. He frowns and swallows. He plants his feet. Something surly and raw flickers through his eyes. Okay.
That's where you're wrong.
The elven woman draws a blade. Alright, I don't think attacking him is such a good idea. Back down, all of you. This is absurd. This is unnecessary. Would you rather be inside drinking than out here arguing? You're not going to take that from him, are you? We don't want your charity either, foreigner. They squint at you through red, bleary eyes. It sounds suspiciously like you're defending him. Oh, snap! We got ourselves into a battle. Alright, let's do this, buddy. I will help you, my friend. Oh! I just crit him to death. Oh gosh, he critted him to death. And, well, they didn't last well against us at all, did they? As the last of the attackers fall, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
You're welcome, I'm glad I could help. Actually, that was fun. You mean for slaughtering them? You're welcome. That's probably what I would say in real life.
Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts. Though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
He straightens his hood, and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with dirt of the many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy and fine.
I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvusser, at your service.
Okay, tell me about yourself, good sir.
I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land.
Okay.
And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins. Not really.
Within ruins? Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. A Buick, a Buick. Several hooded figures operating a strange machine.
And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. but it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
What are you doing in Gilded Vale, and how did you manage to cross those 3 drunks?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
Indubitably. Okay, and you, like you said, I'm also a settler. I've been experiencing strange things of late. I'm looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
Yeah, he nods to the gnarled old tree in the center of town. Yeah, he did rid himself of those things rather quickly, didn't he? I like how the stuff looks like it's still floating. Maybe it's on the ground, but at this angle it looks like it's floating over his head and stuff. I like it. His darting glance takes in the tumbled-down buildings and fallow, rock-strewn fields. I expect that such expertise would be sought elsewhere. How did you manage to cross those 3 drunks?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
Well, you did tell that one man to go F his sister. Ah, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. Just for a moment he looks as if he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief, but before he can speak he forces a tight smile, biting his lips so hard you expect to see blood. Finally his face relaxes and he shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies. You don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
I suppose.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
I think that's a great idea.
Excellent.
Join the party, my friend.
I shall follow you.
Let's do it, Aloth. Yeah! We're getting a new party member. We are back up and running, ready to kill fools and give some civilians. It's sweet, sweet, nice style. Alright. All sorts of stuff over here. Look at this. We're getting silver fennings. All sorts of stuff. I am excited. I'm stoked. Let's get this done. Alright, let's take a look at our new dude here. Our Aloth, our level 2 wizard. Alright. Level 2. He's a gentry, apparently. What kind of spells does he have? Does it tell us? Pretty excited. I'm pretty darn excited. Looks like he's got quite a few, so I'm pretty excited to see how that plays out. Alright, well, let's see what kind of equipment you have, my friend. What do you have? What are you wearing? You're wearing Aloth's leather armor. You have a fencing weapon, apparently. A rapier, okay. And you have a scepter in 2 hands. Alright, well, let's switch you to this real quick. Oh, and you have a book in your offhand? Can you hold a shield, or is that like against the rules? See, I don't know the rules for you guys. That's a 12 deflection, that's an 8, and that's a 12 as well. I think I'll go with this one. This one looks a little bit cooler. And I think the sword... where is the sword? We had a sword, right? Yeah, it's right there. The sword is 12 to 17, versus the rapier being 8 to 13. So let's see if we can stack you up with that, my friend. Here we go, get you the sword and the shield. Oh yeah, you get the shield too. Very nice. Alright, we'll throw the rapier in our stash, and I guess we'll be on our way. I don't know if like all the villagers are going to be mad at us now or what the deal is, but you guys don't seem to... Nope, okay, you're good.
Yes, as you wish.
Alright, I guess we'll come up here and take a look around. And then I told her, that's not the pistol. Okay, what's up? Ha! They're just gonna randomly tell jokes. The crops are blighted, the legacy is upon us, this place is cursed. Well, I know there was something up here that was like the Pretender or something. I'm almost tempted, like, I'd like to see if I can get one more guy and then go back and try to deal with the thief camp. Yeah, up here, Clink and the Usurper, that's who it is. Alright, Zlox the Usurper. Whoa, as you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out for the soul. You see a lone man standing in a field. He looks around, surveying the crops. Occasionally he bends to examine a leaf up close. He is intent on what he is doing, completely absorbed in his work. This man approaches him from behind. He moves slowly, but does nothing to mask his approach. In his hand he holds a large sword. There appears to be no malice or hatred in the man's demeanor. He almost seems pleased. The first man hears his approach and stands, turning away from the plant he was inspecting. His face breaks into a smile, and he opens his arms to welcome the approaching man. The smile freezes into a grimace as the second man thrusts the sword through his stomach, its blade now protruding from his back. His arms slowly fall to his side, and blood starts to drip from the sword onto the plants below the men. As the first man crumbles to his knees, the second pulls his sword out, a tear slowly falling down his cheek of his still smiling face. The heck is that, man?
Well,
that's weird. Okay. Well, let's talk to Clink. As you near, you feel okay. You see a small group of people gathered around the ruins of a house. The destruction continues out from the single dwelling through the entire village. Not a single building stands. Rubble is scattered everywhere. One of the men in the group leans over something in the debris. It is this man, younger, barely more than a boy. The man reaches out and shakes the boy by the shoulder. The boy makes no sound and doesn't respond to the man's disturbance. The man looks up at the other members of the group and shrugs, standing to rejoin his friends. The boy suddenly sits up, eyes wide. He scrabbles? Sure. Backward, away from the group, looking around in horror. The group moves toward him in unison, elicting a yelp from the boy, who tries to move further away. A woman in the group puts out her hands, stopping the rest. She turns to them reproachfully, motions for them to stay, then looks at the boy on the ground, who is trying to push himself through what remains of a wall. He seems unaware he has even stopped. The woman slowly moves toward the boy, hands out, speaking in a low, calming tone. For a time the boy doesn't even hear. He just closes his eyes and braces himself against the wall, expecting violence. Eventually the woman's words work through the fear, and he hears her. He opens his tear-filled eyes and stares at her. She holds out a hand to him. He looks at it, seeming confused by the offer, then hesitantly reaches out. She takes his hand in hers and leans down to help him stand. Well, that's weird.
Of course.
That's a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, well, it doesn't look like we can get up there. Let's see if we can go into the inn. I'm sure inside the inn we'll be able to get, like, one more dude, probably. What's this thing? There's a random villager there. I mean, do they have anything important to say at any given time? I mean...
What is it? Yes, as you wish.
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's all pretty much the same stuff. Let's go up to the upper floor of the inn. We'll go at it a little bit quicker. It's nice to be able to go around town like this. I actually really, really like this. Be able to go at like a quicker pace. Alright, let's see what's inside and see what's up. Alright, there's a black hound. It's probably fine. These bones are covered in tiny bite marks. Aw, the puppy's eating bones. Deslok Najatep, Shane Shakes Malrian, and Sila Aminim. What's up? Oh man, what is going on? Okay, you see a long empty road cutting through two large crop fields. The air is silent and land seems too still for early afternoon. This woman walks slowly on the road, leading a horse, curiously looking around. She seems to sense something wrong, but is unable to discern what it is. She stops sniffing at the air, her nose high. Her brow crinkles and she casts about, looking for something. The air is clear, no clouds. She sniffs again, still looking around, confusion clouding her face, mouthing a single word, fire? She looks out across the fields, her confusion turning to fear. She holds her hand up to block the sun from her eyes and scans the fields again. Not finding what she is looking for, she jumps onto her horse's back. The fear quickly becoming panic, she kicks, sending the horse shooting down the path, which bends around some trees to where the farmhouse should be. She pulls up short, horror now in residence on her face as she stares at the burned and charred mess that used to be her family's home. Tears well up in her eyes as she kicks again, racing to the rubble. This is a little bit weird.
As you wish.
Okay, so doesn't matter which of the two actually does it. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained within. You see a man soar through the air, hitting a nearby wall with a nauseating crunch. He doesn't get up. His attacker, a burly, clean-cut warrior with a carnivorous grin, turns and shoves his fist into the stomach of another assailant, removing another from the impromptu brawl. The bar is a whirlwind of elbows, knees, fists, and feet, with no end in sight. He is in his element. In the corner, 3 smaller men speak quietly, throwing malicious glances at the larger man in the center. He breaks a chair over a tattooed head, cackling, there we go. The trio position themselves in 3 parts of the room, and with a terse nod they charge. Unfortunately for them, the man sees them coming, something in his eyes burns brightly, and all 3 slump to the ground in agony. That's all in their minds. The burly man bows to a room of the unconscious and incapacitated before sauntering out. Off-key whistle trailing behind him. Alright, and finally, shakes. You see an emaciated boy in chains, black holes for eyes, staring sightlessly at a wall. A man in a dark coat walks in, a scroll and an oddly shaped quill in his hand. The boy glances at him expressionless, a corpse waiting for animation. The man clucks at him, disapproval clear in his tone. The boy stands, limbs hanging. The man takes the quill and begins to write on the boy's chest, copying sharp, angular symbols from the scroll. The child doesn't flinch as the quill digs into his skin, drawing blood as it goes. The wizard finishes with a flourish and barks some arcane command, setting the symbols to glow dully. The boy cries out, knees hitting the stone hard, his chest burning black and red. Finally, the glow disappears, leaving only hard black scars etched into his skin. He slumps sideways, twitching, eyes facing the back of his skull. The wizard grunts, kicking him on the leg on his way out. The boy lies on the floor until dawn, eyes still black like holes, the twitches growing into convulsive shakes. Well, that is something unique and
Of
creepy.
course.
Alright, there's a carouser. And other various things. I guess we can just randomly loot whatever we want. Let's see here. Ooh, the Deerwood Part 1, Early Colonial History. Nice. And I guess we'll throw that in my inventory as well. We'll come over here. Sure, we'll use 2 lockpicks. And a rapier, some padded armor, and a duelist hat. Interesting. Put the hat on him. The rest, I guess, can go into our little chest of death over there. We'll continue on exploring and looting as we do. I gotta say, guys, I'm a big fan of how this game looks. This game looks amazing, to me anyway. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. Please leave me be. I am full to sickness with what I have seen of this place and its people. Ooh, 10 years to dawn. Yeah, baby. Alright, what's this? Oh, we don't have enough. That's unfortunate. So we can go downstairs. Let's talk to the carousers. Carousers? The carousers. Grab a drink, friend. Not much else worth in this town. Says the woman from Theon. Hey, we said we wouldn't mention Theon. Okay, sing us a song, Blissa. Sing us a song, Blissa. Alright, oh, it looks like I have more people I can go and read a giant history about. That's okay. I will do that. Maybe this guy... Oh, he's an Orland server. Maybe there's going to be a named individual in here. That's not Pasca. Like, I would very, very much like to find someone else to join the group. It's not looking like it's going to happen, though. Alright. Well, let's go here and deal with Strom Brightblade. Okay. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up a shot, explaining what he is doing as he does it, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking toward the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. The noise comes from the tree line near the practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, his blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow, lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost amongst the trees. There is sudden explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he looses this last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds and then slowly turn to look at the man. Newfound respect in their eyes, he smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Cool. And Cyrano de Bergerac,
Yes.
you're up next. As you near, you feel a vibrant history. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack one item after another, careful deliberation, undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more. One hand held to her mouth, tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can into the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She walks to the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen, anyone heading out on high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Okay, well, this is an interesting power or ability, if you will, that I seem to have. Alright, let's see here. What do we get? Ooh, we got a scroll of flames. I don't think we can use it, but he can probably use it. What's this 15 and this 14? I don't know. What is that? What does this say? Development of a Crucible Knight, Part 2, Senior Ranks. Okay. We'll have some more reading to do down the road. It's good that nobody's trying to murder us for it. Let's talk to the drunkard. And who are you, then? Another fool come to answer Raedric's invitation. Our great lord had my sister run out of town after the buoy was born. Okay. She was the only family I had left. Now, I'm not sure where she is. Blazes, I need another drink. Alright, villager. What about the server? I just carry the dishes. You'll want to talk to Pasca at the counter there. Alright. Perhaps you're right. Maybe I do want to talk to Pasca at the counter there. Alright, some milk. You know, it does the body good, ladies and gentlemen. It does the body good. What is that? Ooh, max endurance. Yes, we'll take that as well. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see what's over here. Nice and dry in here. Let's talk to Pascal.
Hail, traveler.
Oh, I was kind of expecting her to actually talk. My bad. Oh, greetings and welcome to the Black Hound Inn. The innkeeper bows her head curtly. Please sit where you like. Would you like a drink or a room? We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of a good meal today. She sighs, unless you're fond of cold porridge. I'd like a room. I could use some reliable help. Do you know anyone looking for work? Oh, well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone on, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let me see what I have to work with. A level 1 adventurer, huh? And I need 250, and I'm just short. Well, that's pretty cool. What is this store? Can we sell some of our stuff? Because I'd much rather do that. Yeah, let's sell some of our stuff. Like maybe 1 or 2 things each. Anything we have like multiples of, we can sell maybe a little bit. These both hunting bows? Yeah, there we go. Something like that. I think that would be okay. We have a lot of spears. We can sell maybe 2 of those. Sell one of the axes maybe. There we go. We have 3 daggers. Let's get rid of one of those. There we go. We'll trade. Okay, that should give us... Yeah, we have enough now. Let's get a level 1 adventurer. I don't know what that's all about, but let's take it. Oh, we get to name and do extra... Oh, that's so cool! So we get to actually bring more characters that we make along. That is awesome. I am totally bringing my wife along for the ride. It's going to be super fun. Alright, so she is going to be... I think I'm going to make her a godlike. So let's see here. I'm going to go with the moon godlike, I think. Yeah, something along those lines. That's going to be fine. So basically, I'll read through what these do real quick. Death's Usher. When Death godlike attacks an enemy with 25% or less endurance, their damage is increased. The Fire godlike, Battleforged. When reduced below 50% endurance, Fire godlike glow like metal in a forge, gaining damage reduction and doing a small amount of fire damage to any creature who hits them in melee. The Moon godlike, Silvertide. Every encounter when reduced below 75, 50, and 25% endurance, Moon godlike regenerate waves of healing moonlight that restore endurance to them and their allies, which sounds pretty awesome. And then Nature godlike grants a bonus to might, constitution, dexterity when endurance is below 50. So I'm definitely going to go with the Moon godlike. I mean, to heal everybody up off of that sounds really, really cool. Alright, we'll let her go with... I guess we'll let her go with the Orlon. No, we'll let her go with the Elven look. That's fine. All right. So what are we gonna make her? I think we'll make her a priest. I'm kind of excited by that. But I suppose she wouldn't be super effective if she was doing it that way. Well, no, that's fine. That's health. Let me think about this for a minute here. Let me think. I apologize, folks. I wouldn't hate being a ranger with her, but at the same time, I feel like maybe, yeah, we'll go with a priest. I'll do it. I'll man up, I'll do it. Here we go. So, starting abilities are Holy Radiance, and there's a bunch of spells and everything else. Okay, so that's fine. Alright, and then we can get our favorite dispositions. Stoic and Rational, I'm okay with those. Benevolent and Honest, maybe. Aggressive and Clever, wouldn't hate that one either. Deceptive and Cruel, no. Deceptive and Clever, eh. I think the best I'm going to do is probably... See, I don't like it because we have Passionate for us. So, Benevolent and Honest. I think we can do that. That's what we'll roll with. Alright. And I don't know why Might is such an important role for most of these people, but apparently it is. Alright, so we have 15 points left to throw out. I'm going to throw out pretty heavy into Intellect. I think I'm going to go with 18 into Intellect. I'm going to go with probably 14 into Might. Yeah, we'll do 15, and then we'll do maybe something like that. Yeah, I can live with that. That's okay. Alright, so that's what we're going to roll with her stats and everything. And let's see. We can get her an extra Resolve, Dexterity. There's 2 points into Resolve. That's kind of interesting. Okay. Intellect, Constitution, Might, or Perception. I think I'm going to go with Intellect. So we're going to get this big giant mace. I don't know if that's exactly what I'd want. Yeah, I suppose it's probably the best. Alright, so here we go with that. Next up, let's see. We can get Lore, we can get Survival, Athletics, Mechanics, Athletics, Survival, Athletics, Lore, Stealth, Survival, Stealth, Lore, or just Lore. I suppose we can make her probably an artist. Sure. Now we'll let her be an aristocrat. Sure, why not? There we go. And let's see, what would her colors be? She likes earthy colors, ironically enough, I know. So we'll give her like a deep red, like almost a brownish red there, and then we'll actually give her like maybe a light brown. There we go. Alright, let's see what different heads we have. I'm going to say that one. And, definitely not the most adorable of people. Oh, is that the moon one? Yeah, we'll go with that one. There we go. Let's see here.
I shall lead us. After 'em!
Quickly and quietly. Yes?
Leading the way.
Let's keep quiet.
Huh?
Follow me. Take 'em down!
Yes. Now I am leader of the group.
Easy now.
Alright, we're going to go with the Noble. That would be the best one. Sorry, guys, if I'm being a little bit quiet there. We're going to go with Kimmiara. She will be a mainstay on the channel, by the way, guys. If If you are wondering, here at The Freak Show, I do have Kimmiara in many of my games. It is my wife, it is her character, it's basically a mashup of her names. Her first and her middle name. She goes by her middle name most of the time. So, yeah, that was my invention for her, and I use it often. So, there we have it. So, bam, we just got ourselves another character that is not a in-game. That's really, really, really cool, I got to say.
Well,
I am super excited to see that. Like, you guys don't know the level of excitement that brings me here. Some kind of brown slop is congealing in the dishes. It smells burnt. Alright, I'm ready to go back and try to deal with that thieves' den. I think we're out of time, though. Yeah, we're about 30 minutes in, so I'm going to come outside here, and that's probably where I'm going to break off the episode. But I am pretty darn excited to actually get started on this. I'm really stoked to see that we have an additional character now as well. So I'm going to run up over this way, back probably over here, and then I'm going to break off the episode. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of reading, a lot of storyline to kind of advance through. This game is going to be very heavy in story, so if you guys like just free open world, do whatever you want, you'll have a little bit of that, but it's going to be very heavily story driven, so yeah, you're going to have to get used to that if you're not. I mean, if you are used to it, you're going to really enjoy this, but yeah, this is definitely a game that I'm really enjoying, and I'm looking forward to continue my enjoyment of. And I hope you guys are having a lot of fun. And I want to thank you for joining me here at The Freak Show. And I will catch you guys next time with more Pillars of Eternity. Until then, my name's Bumpy McSquigums, and I will see you later.